And I remember both of them singing a lot. When I wakened in the morning, Mother would come in and open the blinds and sing Good Morning Mary Sunshine. And Dad would wake up in the morning and put cereal on the stove and come and wake us at 5 to pick beans, and he would be singing, "Oh, what a beautiful morning." And it was, because he made it that way and you didn't dare think otherwise. In a few minutes you thought, well, it really is.
What I remember about Mom was that she would sing whenever she was doing work or around the house. She'd sing, she'd whistle, and it was unusual for women to whistle. And I learned to whistle from her, and I did that for years. I loved to hear her whistle and sing. And they loved music, and they knew good popular music. They both loved classical music and opera, and Dad had been in an opera at Dixie, the Red Mill, and they loved fine music, and they made sure we all had piano lessons, and Marcia had violin lessons, Marianne had cello, I had ballet because I loved ballet, Helen Mar had voice, Doug had piano. Helen Mar, you had voice or piano too, and I had organ lessons actually for about 2 months because they needed a ward organist, and so Dad said, "Hey, Jeannie can do this," and so they gave me organ lessons, which was really fun.
She gave all of us the opportunity to take piano lessons, and she took some piano lessons herself.
They were amazing because we didn't have much money. I don't know how they did it. We started piano lessons at $7 for $1 a lesson, and that was a lot of money. And we took ballet for a while, and there was a lovely studio downtown, and I don't know exactly how Dad knew the women, probably from recreation. But it was a beautiful ballet school, and Marianne and I took lessons for a year or two. And that was great. I think it helped with posture and balance. And then I took violin in the 4th grade in school, and then when I went to junior high, I was struggling, so I took lessons for 3 years with that. But it was wonderful to have music lessons. I really appreciate that.
My mom did a lot to build each of our individual opportunities and talents. She knew that I wanted to take vocal lessons, and she sacrificed a lot. One day she came to me and she said, I have this really wonderful vocal teacher, and I want to pay for you to take vocal lessons if you want to. I was just thrilled. And nobody else in the family got that opportunity, but she knew I really, really wanted that, and that meant a lot to me.
My mother was very anxious for me to learn to play the piano, and I believe that I started when I was in 3rd grade. And she expected me, when I started, she expected me to practice an hour every day, which seemed like a long time for me. And I remember really struggling with that. I took piano lessons for 3 years and finally quit. And when I quit, I think I may have been going into 7th grade. And she told me that I would live to regret that decision, but she still let me make it. But in the course of that experience, I would play for a few minutes and then get up and look at the clock and see how many minutes were left. And she used to chide me about being a clock watcher, to the point where I learned that what she was trying to teach me was to really focus on the job. I remember her quoting that little ditty that says, "Stick to a job till it sticks to you."
My mother insisted that we take piano lessons, and she would always say, "I wish that I had taken advantage of the opportunity to learn to play the piano, and later on when you grow up, you'll thank me for making you practice every morning before you go to school." So we had to practice the piano before we left for school every morning. So one morning I decided I was not going to practice. And my mom didn't say a word. And off I went to school, and I walked in the front door, and there was the principal to meet me at the front door, and he said, "You have to turn around and go home and practice the piano." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, your mom just called me, and you need to turn around and go home and practice the piano." Oh, I was mortified. I just thought, "You're kidding, she called you?" "Yeah, she did." So I turned around and went home and practiced my piano. I probably would have been 5th grade, maybe 5th grade. I remember being in high school and my mother wanting to learn to play the piano. And there was a woman in the ward who taught piano lessons, and my mom went to her and said, will you teach me to play the piano? And she said, oh, well, we start out with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And my mom said, fine, I want to learn. And I remember coming home from high school and hearing my mom plunk out with one finger, da, 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 you know. She was determined to learn to play the piano, and she never got really very far, but she was never too old to learn new skills.
Dad sang solos. Mother had a lovely high soprano voice. So they'd sing as a family, and they sang together.
And
she
she loved
memorized
music.
it.
She would just break out into song if something reminded her of a piece of music. Like, we would sit in front of the window and watch the moon come up over the mountain, and she'd sing When the Moon Comes Over the Mountain, or Shine on Harvest Moon, or there were several moon songs. Winkin' and Blinkin' and Nod.
That's fun for me because I do that. I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I just feel like singing. She in the morning she'd sing, good morning, it's such a lovely day, and she'd sing, good morning, merry sunshine.
Oh, yes.
What makes you wake so soon?
You
You scare away the little stars and shine away the moon. I saw you go to sleep last night before I came
from playing. How did you get way over there, and where have you been staying?
Here, after 50 years, we remember this. And then the other one, there was another one too.
Good morning to you.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright smiling faces.
Oh,
This is the way to start a new day.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember her opening the curtains and singing, oh, what a beautiful morning. And I thought everybody had a song for even my mother had a song for everything we did. There was a song that went with the dishes, and there was a song that went with the washing, or 10 songs, or I knew the hymn book by heart from the time I was very small, not because I had ever memorized it, just because it had gone in and out of my head, because everybody sang all the
So
time.
what did we do in the car? That's what was fun. We sang and sang and sang, and we always sang. I remember Mother singing around the house.
We would all sing in the car on long trips. The Utah Trail, Springtime in the Rockies, Red River Valley, Bicycle Built for Two, You Are My Sunshine.
Anytime we went anywhere, if it was just, we used to go, we would go get milk there was a dairy. I was too young to remember even where it was, but it was probably a half an hour, maybe an hour, 45 minutes from our house. And we would sing all the way there, and we would sing all the way back. And when we'd go to St. George, that was a 5-hour in the car trip, and we'd sing all the way there and sing all the way back, and everybody sang parts, and I thought everybody did that in their family.
Here's one song that I remember that Mother used to sing, and then I'm going to have Helen Marsh sing with me some of the ones we'd sing in the car. But this one you'll remember. She'd sing, be happy, sings a little bird on boughs beneath the blue. Be happy, happy all day long, and others will be too. Be happy all day long, each day you'll find it true, that he whose heart has joy and song brings joy to others too. And I haven't sung that for years, and it just came to me the other day. That's the thing. They put so many lovely, praiseworthy, of good report, virtuous things in us. And they had so much of that in them, it was just natural. It was like the air that they breathed. They didn't say, we think you should learn how to sing, so let's sing. They just sang. And so they sang, we sang.
And we always sang in trips and in the cars. Dad taught us lots of songs. In Relief Society not long ago, one of the teachers was saying how her dad had taught her, "Oh, the deacons go down to the cellar to pray," and several other songs. Joy the Mormon Sunday School, and they have a lot of fun. And she said, "None of you know what that is." I raised my hand and said, "Oh yes." And she said, "How'd you learn them?" And I said, "Well, from my dad." Because on trips he would teach us those, and Mother would teach us other songs. She would sing old Carolina Moon and When the Moon Goes Over the Mountain and Somewhere in Old Wyoming and songs like that. So between the two of them and Utah Trail, we got lots of good singing.
We would sing my dad's scout songs first of all because he knew all the songs that he taught everybody at scout camp.
But yeah, we harmonized, but we would sing. Oh, you know, when we got older, we sang dumb stuff. 41 bottles of beer on the shelf, 41 bottles of beer.
And Mom
You
would
take
say,
one
"Sing
down,
something
pass it
else."
along. Yeah, I mean, we just go through that. And then we get silly. 98 bottles. I mean, we'd act like we were drunk, you know, and we knew nothing about drinking. I mean, really. Okay, so that was dumb. But the ones that we would sing, we would sing When It's Springtime in the Rockies, because of all of his scouting experience. When we were little, later he got too busy, but when we were young and we were outdoors, like seeing the canyons, or we would go to Bryce or Zion or places like that, he'd say, let's go on a Chinese hike. And it was a Chinese something hike, Chinese water hike or Chinese, I've forgotten. And so all of us would be behind him and we'd go, let's go on a Chinese hike, and we'd be hiking like this. And then what you'd do is you'd go through the bamboo, and the bamboo would make a noise, and I forget what that was. And so you would make all these sounds. And Mariana Marsh may remember more of that, but he had fun things he did like that.
And so he taught us all of his scout songs, and we just sang lots of scout songs. Plus then we would sing all the songs that had been popular when my parents were children. I knew more 1920s and 30s and 40s and 50s songs than I knew songs that were popular in my lifetime. I mean, I knew all the ones we sang as a family, which were the ones that my parents had sung as teenagers, and so my mom had a lot of favorites of those that she would teach us and we'd sing, and then we sang hymns out of the hymn book.
This is a dynamic duo singing songs from our childhood. We will remember some things, but not others. But you know, you had to be there. Okay.
Well, and we would often sing, 5 of us, and somebody would get going, and you sang along wherever. If somebody quit, you filled in.
There's a long, long trail a-winding into the land of my dreams, where the nightingales are singing and the soft moonbeams. There's a long, long night of waiting until my dreams all come true, till the day when I'll be going down that long, long trail with you. When is springtime in the Rockies, I'll be coming back to you, little sweetheart of the mountains, with your bonny eyes of blue. Once again I'll say I love you, while the birds sing all the day. When it's springtime in the Rockies far away. How's that? Shine on harvest moon up in the sky. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June, and July. It's no time, ain't no time to sit outdoors and spoon. So shine on harvest moon for me and my gal. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon. Keep going.
I remember the words.
Oh.
Blue moon.
You saw me sing, you heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for, someone I really could care for. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms could ever hold. I whispered, darling, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had changed to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. When the moon comes over the mountain, every beam brings a dream dear of you. Once again we stroll 'neath the mountain, in that rose-covered valley we knew. Each day is dark and dreary, but the nights are warm and cheery. When the moon comes over the mountain, every beam brings a dream dear of you. The same silver moon shining down from above, with the same night in June, with the same sweet love. Though we are apart, 'neath the same stars above, I have your faithful heart, you're the one I love.
It's really hard. Lots of memory pictures.
Ah, okay. You ask me where I'm going, so early in the morning.
I don't remember.
I'm just a traveler roaming, just a roaming on. I've searched the whole world over, many times I've searched in vain, for a spot that looks like heaven to me, and I long to be again. I'm going to hide away just along that Utah trail. Moonlight as bright as day, far along that Utah trail. Someday I'll settle down in peace where all is still, in a little hut just built for two, tucked away in the side of the hill. Out where the skies are blue in the good old summertime, out where all friends are true and all nature is in rhyme.
See, I don't remember this well.
Someone is waiting with a love that never fails, waiting patiently to welcome me far along that Utah. No.
Far along that Utah
Far,
trail.
far along that Utah trail.
Oh, yeah,
Now
see,
sing
I
that
don't
part.
remember it.
Sing that part.
Far along that Utah trail.
Now here's a harmony. Far along that Utah trail. Okay,
Yeah.
that was bad. Okay, we had fabulous records. We had all the classical, Rhapsody in Blue and Beethoven and wonderful 78 records. And then we had little yellow Golden Book records. And it was just so fun. We had
33 RPM.
Right, Train to the Zoo. Remember it? I go to see my little friend, and we dance around the...
Chug, chug, choo, choo, train to the zoo. Climb
Exactly.
aboard the zoo train and we'll be on our way. We're glad that we are going there on such a lovely day. Choo, 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 choo. Chugga, 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 train to the zoo.
No, that was Helen Mars era, but
Yeah.
I remember that. And I remember I go to see my little friend, and the thing is,
Oh.
I'm going to skip to away on my little friend's house, and now I'm going to dance, and now I'm going to hop on one foot. It was really fun. So Mother had all these enriching records. But one she had that I always remember was a little yellow record, and it was when Doug was a kid. And oh, Doug was the cutest little boy. And Cowboys and Indians and Davy Crockett were really big in the 50s. And so he had his little cowboy hat and his little chaps and his little spurs and his little, I think he had a water pistol. Okay, and anyway, it was just fun, and he had a little bicycle. But this particular record was called Little Two Gun Joe. And whenever I sing it, I think of Doug. It talks about his dungarees, and dungarees are men's pants. Okay, that was a name for like Levi's dungarees. And then it talks about BVDs. And I Googled BVDs the other day. It was regular underwear for men, but it was by a company, and the B and the V and the D stood for the company founders' names. And so they just called it BVDs. I never knew that. It goes, Little Two-Gun Joe, his pants hung low 'cause his guns hung heavy at his side. His dungarees showed his BVDs, he can't reach the pedals when he rides. Little Two-Gun Joe, everybody knows, and they hold up their hands when they say hello. He's the littlest cowboy on our street, but everybody knows he's mighty sweet. But this particular song was a Scout song, and Dad taught it to us. We had so much fun with it. He loved it. And years and years and years later, I looked it up and Googled it and found like, I don't know, 50 more verses that people had written. It's just a fun song.
Well, and Dad always had, we'd sing the verses we knew, and then up he'd come with a new verse, and we'd learn a new verse. And there were 20 verses or something we knew. We'd sing all the verses we could remember, and then he'd have another verse.
Now, let's see what we can remember. Let's
Okay.
start with Oh, you'll never get to heaven
Oh, you never get to heaven
in a rocking chair,
in a rocking chair,
'cause the Lord don't want
'cause the Lord don't want
no lazy folks there.
no lazy folks there.
Oh, you'll never get to heaven in a rocking chair,
'Cause the Lord don't want no lazy folks there. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
Oh, you'll never get to heaven
Oh, you never get to heaven
on roller skates,
on roller skates.
'cause you roll right past
'Cause you roll right past
those pearly gates.
those pearly gates. Oh, you never get to heaven on roller skates, 'cause you roll right past those pearly gates. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
Oh, you'll never get to heaven.
Oh, you never get to heaven.
Okay, roller skates.
Right. No, if you get to heaven
No,
before I
no,
do.
no.
Oh, the devil he wears.
Nope, there was something else. Okay, rocking chair, roller skates. Oh well, let's do the
I
other
don't
one.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do oh, the devil he wears. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the devil he wears
Oh, the devil he wears
a hypocrite shoe.
a hypocrite shoe.
If you don't watch out,
If you don't watch out,
he'll slip it on you.
he'll slip it on you. Oh, the devil he wears a hypocrite shoe. If you don't watch out, he'll slip it on you. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
Oh, if you get to heaven
Oh, if you get to heaven
before I do,
before I do,
just bore a hole
just bore a hole
and pull me through.
and pull me through.
Oh,
if you get to heaven before I do, just bore a hole and pull me through. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more. I ain't gonna grieve my Lord no more.
And there were all kinds of verses that we can't remember, plus there were ones I saw on the internet that are really fun. Just, and you can make up, you know, you can make up your own, that are fun.
Yeah.